This video will be about how do we treat our fleet customers. This is a different type of fleet. So there are fleet companies that rent out vehicles to their customers, like Element, Discount, or ARI. ARI is one of the big ones, and I think they just changed their name to Holman. So this is the customer. If you want to look into examples, the customer's name is Mike Zifo. And we didn't have a company name, but what he does, he has a very old truck here. He has two vehicles under this name, like under two different profile, but they have the same name. If you search in the customer name, Mike Zifo, one of them will be this old beat up A18 Ford, and this is like a passenger van, economic E150, and this is the one that we did for most of the work, and for his under the fleet account. So he doesn't pay us directly, but the fleet company pays us. And you will find out all the charges are higher than usual. Like we charge him this one just for an oil change, and we charge him $90. Because the fleet company, like ARI or Holman, they have this online approving systems. So if you're curious, you can look into the history. All the prices are inflated. But the true cost, you should be entered online. Sorry, I was using the wrong website. Okay, so to find out how to submit a claim, because what they do, they'll drop off their vehicle, and give you ARI membership number or a card number. Then you need to go into the favor bar, going down, looking for a tab called ARI. So there are two of them, and it was the ARI Partner Connector. That's the one that we need to log into. Like I said, they changed the name to Holman. Even I saved the bar as ARI. And we should select on Canadian. And the username and password is already included. It's already saved by the computer. So this is how you start a new claim. They don't need a whole VIN number. They just need the last 8 of the VIN. And once you add into it, you'll have the history of the vehicle, and you can just scroll around and just play with the system to find out when it happens. You can go into the system to enter what's the claim the customer made. It could be overdue for oil change, and just entering the oil change, and you will enter the cost in this system. And in this system, I preset our rate at $150 an hour, which for fleet usually is a little higher for those guys, because they charge 5% for whatever the work we provided. So they take a cut. So we need to get a cost covered somewhere. And that's why we charge $90 for just the oil change, which dealership for a Ford oil change is usually like 79 or 85 already, which is pretty close. This is just another example that we did some work for him, and so they're just one of the customer that they do that. And you can see my rate is all $90. Like I probably manually changed it. Even my rate was the same. I just manually rounded up to 90, 120, 150, whatever, because it's based on 150 an hour. So this work is just a change in standard maintenance package. We changed the oil, and then we did a diagnose. We found out the gas cap was loose, causing the engine light has a evap leak, I think. Yeah, so 0457 was the evap leak. And so we did some diagnose and figure out. So we charged for the diagnose as well, and did the work. So when time happens, and this one we also charge an hour, because it takes a little longer to find it too. Even we set the diagnose for 0.8 hours as a standard. That's a starting rate. There's no guarantee that we are able to find the issue within 0.8 hours. Usually we spend up to like 1 hour. If we still couldn't find the issue, but we have some clues already, then we would call the customer and explain to him that the diagnosis usually starts at $96 for 0.8 hours. Or we don't even need to mention that. We just tell them we already spent an hour looking into this issue. This is what we found so far. We thought that we might need more time to keep going on this route. Do you want us to keep going, or you want to stop at 1 hour and you're gonna take it to the dealership or a different place? Most of the time people will say just keep going, or then you spend another hour, you give them a call back. Usually I find out 2 hours is the limit that customer will accept. After they spend the $250 looking into the issue, still couldn't find an answer, they will start to doubt themselves or start to have a second thoughts about it. Yeah, just off the topic. But anyway, this is how we treat our fleet customers. So if customer come in with a card, our card will say like a capital ARI and with a number underneath their card. You can just take that card and tell them, yeah, we will bill it through the system. And the thing is, we're not going to start working on it right away. Usually you're going to submit the order on the Holman system here. You can tell them this is the complaint the customer have, this is the work we did, and this is how much we need to spend. Anything below like $200-300, they got approved instantly. Like you have a line saying this is the order estimate, and then you submit it waiting for a reply, and the line after that it will be like it's approved. Just go ahead and work. Then we get the work down. In the very bottom they have a status saying waiting to the order to be closed. Then you can select that the order is closed, customer pick up the vehicle and request for payment. Then they're going to send the money to our account with a deduction of 5%. So customer doesn't need to know all these insights. They just need to drop off the car and tell us, hey, my oil change is due, so can you just do that for us? And sure, we just do that and call them back, say oil change is done, just come and pick it up. Or there's issues that we need to address, we just build everything into this quote and asking for approval. If something costs more, like I did a $2,500 head gaskets replacement, sorry, not head, intake gaskets replacement, and it take them about 2-3 hours or half a day to get approval, because they need to escalate the level to the higher level so people have some knowledge, and on higher level management can approve a budget like this big. But for small thing like $200-300 is always instant approval. Okay, now you know how to handle those ARI customers.